Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. According to a report by Lienhi Zayobao, assessments by Saudi Arabia and its regional partners indicate that Yemen's Houthi militants launched attacks against Saudi Arabia from within Iraqi territory this week. The operation, which targeted oil facilities in Saudi Arabia's eastern province, was reportedly coordinated with Iran-backed Iraqi armed groups and overseen by Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC. This collaboration highlights the growing integration and coordination among members of Iran's axis of resistance, despite ongoing military pressure from the United States and Israel. In response to the assault, Saudi Arabia and the United States conducted joint retaliatory airstrikes on Wednesday against associated targets in Iraq. While the Houthis claimed responsibility for the initial attack, Saudi Arabia has officially blamed Iran-aligned Iraqi militias, and Iraq has launched an investigation into the incident. Following the coalition airstrikes, pro-Iran media outlets expressed condolences for the deaths of several individuals, including IRGC members, Iraqi fighters, and at least one Houthi militant. According to Al Jazeera, a large plume of smoke was seen rising over the southwestern Iranian city of Ahvaz early on Thursday, following renewed military strikes by the United States. Iranian state media reported that the attacks caused damage to two student dormitory complexes within the city. In addition to the structural damage, widespread power outages were reported across several parts of Ahvaz. These renewed strikes represent a further escalation in the ongoing conflict involving the U.S. and Iran. According to a report by UPI, Argentina's government has announced new immigration restrictions targeted at foreign nationals who promote hate speech or incite violence against the country, its citizens, or its national symbols. President Javier Milei enacted the measure through an emergency decree that amends Argentina's existing immigration law. Under the new regulations, which take effect immediately, authorities will have the power to deny entry to such individuals as well as revoke the legal residency of foreigners already living in the country. The decree specifies that these restrictions will not apply to ideological disagreements or political and academic criticisms protected by the nation's constitution. The policy shift follows what Argentine officials describe as an anti-Argentina campaign on social media, sparked by criticism from international celebrities after Spain defeated Argentina in the 2026 FIFA World Cup final. The emergency decree must still be reviewed by a congressional committee, which will ultimately decide whether to uphold or reject the new immigration measures. Global news reports that oil prices saw a significant jump on Wednesday as a brief ceasefire between the United States and Iran was shattered by renewed military hostilities in the Middle East. The escalation began when Iran launched a barrage of missiles at American forces, while the U.S. military, in partnership with Saudi Arabia, carried out strikes against Tehran-backed militias in Iraq. Following the news, Brent crude surged to over $90 per barrel, while West Texas Intermediate climbed past $84 per barrel. These developments have heightened market anxiety regarding the stability of global energy supplies, particularly given that the Strait of Hormuz, a critical transit route for approximately 20% of the world's oil, has seen significantly reduced traffic since the conflict began. Experts warn that the sustained volatility in energy markets may lead to renewed inflationary pressures, reversing recent progress made toward economic stabilization. According to a report from UPI, the U.S. Bureau of Economic Analysis announced that the Personal Consumption Expenditures (PCE) Index, which is the Federal Reserve's preferred measure of inflation, fell by 0.1% in June. This marks the first such decrease in 6 years. While personal income rose by 0.2%, the overall cooling in inflation was largely attributed to a 9.2% drop in gasoline and energy goods prices, the sharpest decline since August 2022. This shift was partly linked to progress in diplomatic talks regarding a peace deal involving Iran. Despite the drop, annual inflation remains at 3.7%, down from 4.1% in May. Excluding food and energy, the annual core index increased by 3.3%. Economists remain skeptical that this downward trend will be sustained, as gasoline prices have since climbed back above $4 per gallon. Additionally, the personal savings rate saw a slight decline, falling to 2.7% in June, which highlights ongoing consumer economic pressures. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.